to share with you something that is so amazing. So this is called the mood meter, and every single day we have to choose what our mood is, and our mood impacts so much. You know, if you are in a really good mood, in a beautiful state, then you see things differently. You impact people differently, you encounter people differently, you talk to people differently, different choices appear available to you versus if you're at a very low state and you can't really seem to function very well, everything seems very negative, everything people say kind of rubs you the wrong way. So my goal is to help people to stay in a beautiful state. And I learned this on a read from Tony Robbins in Fiji, and it has literally changed my life. So I share this with my patients, I share this with my family, I share this with my friends, and I really felt like it was important to share with everyone and to give you an easy framework so that you can impact other people with this as well. And so it really comes down to just 4 minutes. It's really not hard to do at all, but it's something that can absolutely change your life. It can change your day to day, and it's so darn exciting. And so what I want you to focus on is, number one, think of a mood meter as a level between positive 15 and negative 15. 0 is neutral. And so if you're at positive 15, you're like bouncing off the walls. You're super excited. You're just ready to go, ready to meet people, ready to encounter life, and just full on. And if you're at negative 15, you are barely making it out of bed. You are just exhausted. You can't imagine keeping going for another day. And so those are kind of the opposites. 0, neutral. And so the goal is always to be 10 or above in this beautiful state. And I will tell you that it is 100% possible to constantly stay in this state. Now, first thing, just check and see where you are. Check in and say, what is my mood right now? Where am I on this scale? Find your number. And then see, okay, can I get a little bit higher? So the first thing with physiology, you want to stand, if you're a woman like Wonder Woman, if you're a man like Superman, and hands on your hips, feet wide apart. And what you want to do is, just by standing like this for 2 minutes, you are automatically lowering your cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. You're raising your testosterone up, which will leave you feeling powerful. But while you're doing that, I want you to focus on your breath. And so you're going to take deep breaths in through to your belly. So these breaths are the kind, not the ones that you breathe up here when you're scared, not those, but the deep belly breath, so you can actually see your belly expand. But this time you're going to breathe in for 8 seconds. So breathe in for a count of 8, and then hold it while you count to 32 quickly, and then exhale over 16. So the breathing in, you're getting a good deep breath in, expanding your belly. During that 32, that oxygen is exchanging, and you're getting all of this really great oxygen out to your blood, to your organs, to everything that needs to be receiving oxygen. And then when you breathe out over 16, you're getting rid of that 8 that you put in, but also an additional 8 that was kind of stuck in there in your lungs. So you're getting rid of all of this stuff, and then you do it again. 8 in, hold for a count of 32, and then breathe out over 16. And you do it over and over for that 2 minutes while you have your hands on your hips and you're lowering your cortisol and you're raising your testosterone, so you're feeling powerful. So I had a patient in my office. She started at a -5. And after she did this exercise, literally 2 minutes, hands on her hips, breathing in for 8, holding it for a count of 32, exhaling for 16. She did that for 2 minutes, and her number rose to a 0. And that to me is amazing, right? In 2 minutes. So then I asked her to look at focus. So when you're focusing, you want to focus on gratitude. So what I want you to do is think of all the things that you're grateful for, and they could be small, they could be big. You know, I always start off with like, I am grateful that I have hair. I'm grateful that I have eyes. I'm grateful that I have friends. I'm grateful that I have my children. I'm grateful that I have an amazing husband. I'm grateful I have a house to live in. I'm grateful that I know God. I'm grateful that I am blessed. I am grateful that I had the ability to travel the world. I'm grateful that I have a job that I love. I'm grateful. Just keep going and stack them all, and physically bring them into your heart and just stack them one on top of the other, one on top of the other, one on top of the other. And then start thinking of amazing memories that you have. Memories if you're a mother, memories of when they put your beautiful child on your chest, memories of you growing up and like cuddling with your parents, memories of you with your siblings, memories of travels that you've taken, memories of adventurous things that you've done, memories of anything that has brought you joy in the past. And just focus on these things so much that I promise you, you will be smiling. And when this patient did this, she went from a 0 to a positive 5. She went from a -5 to a positive 5 in 3 minutes. Okay, this is the last part. This is so cool. So then the last part is the words that come out of your mouth. So we've done physiology, the way you stand, and when you're standing with your hands on your hips, you want to put your shoulders back, you want to have your chest up, you're breathing in deeply. And then we did the gratitude, the focus on gratitude. When you focus on gratitude, it's very difficult to focus on being upset. It's very difficult to focus on being sad or anxious. You're just really focused on being grateful. And now the final one is words that come out of your mouth about yourself. Everybody needs to come up with some saying about themselves. Mine personally is, I am so blessed and everything happens for me. I am so blessed. I am so blessed that when you open up the dictionary and you look at the word blessed, you see a picture of me, because I am so blessed. I am so blessed that I know my God. I am so blessed that I have a relationship with Him. I am so blessed to be the wife of this amazing husband. I am so blessed. I am so blessed that when I walk down the street and people bump into me, they are blessed, because I am so blessed. And I want you to think of whatever it is that you are. I am so wonderful. I am so blessed. I am so smart. I am so awesome. I am whatever it is that moves you. Just pick it and say it and use it all the time. And so when I did this with her, and this is the last minute, she went from a positive 5 to a positive 10. So this woman in 4 minutes went from being at a place of -5 to positive 10, which is the beautiful state. And it just blew my mind. It was so beautiful. She's crying, I'm crying. It was just amazing. It's just stuff like this, it's my jam. You can hear this, and then you can teach someone else, and then you can teach someone else, and you can teach someone else, and you can teach someone else. And I promise you, the more people that you teach this to, the more it becomes ingrained in you. And since I came back from this retreat, I have only had 1 day in which I was not in a beautiful state. And even in that, I was able to identify it, clear it up, and get back into a beautiful state. So I'm not saying that bad things don't happen in life. I'm not saying that challenges won't be there. You can choose to suffer for those 90 seconds and then figure out how to get into a beautiful state. And these are just a few small tools. You know, you can use other things. You can have a playlist of all your favorite songs so that the minute you feel your mood dropping, you can just hit the playlist and then you can just shift yourself into a different state. You can jump on a rebounder. You can do all sorts of different things. But those 3 things have always worked so beautifully for me and have helped me to maintain this absolutely beautiful state. And when, like I said at the beginning, if you are in a beautiful state, everything changes for you. Can you just imagine if everyone in your home had an understanding of how to maintain a beautiful state, and if everybody knew about the mood meter? Can you understand how this would impact you if everyone at work knew about the mood meter and was trying to do this and maintain a beautiful state? Like, how would this change your city? How would this change your town? How would this change your state? How would this change our country? How would this change our world? This is free. And it's the best thing that I have ever heard of besides God and my faith. But this is all something that glorifies Him as we're trying to remain joyful in everything that we do.